Problems on number of solar cells required in series and number of solar cells in parallel strings. Formulas are Ns is equal to Vb plus Vd plus Vw and divided by Vmp. And here in parallel strings, that is Np is equal to the load current IL divided by Imp, that is current corresponding to maximum power point. Certain solar cells type has an output capability of 0.5 amps at a 0.4 voltage. They have given that output capability is 0.5 amps at 0.4 voltage, and they have given 100 parallel strings, each string with 30 cells in series to be built up. What will be array output voltage VA, array current IA, and array output power PA? So since 30 cells are connected in series string, so the array output voltage VA is equal to NS into VC. NS what they have given is 300. So 300 into 0.4 voltage is 0.4. You will get 120 voltage. That is the array output voltage. And since the number of parallel strings, parallel is 100 parallel strings are there, the output current capability of array IA is equal to 5 into 10. Okay, 50 amps. Here you will get array output power is equal to, here the 0.5 amps that they have taken as 5, and here instead of 100 they have taken 10. You can multiply 0.5 into 100, you will get the same value 50 amps. Okay, array output power PA is equal to 50 into 120, that is 50 is 50 into what we got the voltage here. Output array voltage is that is 120, and the current is 50 amps. So 50 into 120, that is the voltage VI. Okay, P is equal to VI 6000 watt. That nothing but 6 kilowatt. Next is a certain 120 voltage 60 hertz AC motor is to be powered by solar cell array during the day and at night by a 120 voltage public utility. A DC to DC AC converter is available that changes the array DC output into a 120 voltage. 60 Hz AC with 90% efficiency independent of load phase angle. While running motor has a DC resistance of 300 ohm and an inductance of 0.3 ohm, how much power output must the array provide? Inductive reactance of AC motor X is equal to XL is equal to 2 pi FL. We know that F value is 60 Hz and L value is 0.3 they have given. If you substitute, you will get 113 ohm. What about motor impedance R plus JXL? R value is 300 and L value is 113 ohm. That is 320 ohm. I is equal to V by Z. V value is 120 voltage and Z value is 320, 0.375 amps you will get motor current. And what about the power drawn by the motor? Pm is equal to I square R. You will get 0.375 whole square. If you do, you will get 300, that is I square, and into 300, that is R value. Okay, you will get 42.2 watt. That is I value we have found out, right? Motor current. The power could also be calculated using the phase angle as Pm is equal to V into I into R divided by Z. Okay. Usually what we will write P is equal to V into I. Okay. Usually we write that P is equal to V into I. Here they have written resistance divided by, that is unit is ohm divided by ohm, that is resistance unit is ohm and the impedance unit is ohm. So here instead of writing V into I, they have written V into I into R divided by Z. So what are the values? V value, R value, I value and R value they have substituted divided by Z value. You will get 42.2 watt. What about the array power motor? is equal to input power of motor, that is PM divided by efficiency. This is the efficiency. Efficiency they have given 90%. Okay, so they have substituted 0.9, that is 90 divided by 100. If you do, you will get 0.9 because it is in a percentage. Okay, so PM value is 42.2 divided by 0.9, you will get 46.9 watt. Next problem, a solar cell is required to deliver 100 watt peak output of 120 voltage DC pulse voltage. The solar cells to be used are rated for 0.1 watt peak output at 0.4 voltage. Assuming that there are no assembly losses, define the array. Maximum power rating of each cell, that is PC, is equal to 0.1 watt. They have given, right? Let NT is the total number of cells. Total output power of a array. What you will get? Total output Pmax is equal to 100 watt. Pmax divided by PC is equal to 100 divided by 0.1 is equal to 1000 cells. Okay, NT is equal to, you will get 1000 cells. The number of cells in series is equal to NS, that is equal to array output voltage VA divided by VMP. VA value is 120. VA value is 120 and the VMP value is peak output at 0.4 they have given. So 0.4, you will get 300 cells. That means the number of cells in series are 300. Okay. And NT is equal to NS into NP. So here NP we don't know. NT we got that 1000 cells. So 1000 divided by 300 is equal to 3.33 parallel strings. Therefore, a decision must be taken to use either 3 or 4 parallel strings. With NP is equal to 4, NT, what you will get? NT is equal to 1200 and array power is equal to 0.1 into 1200, that is NT is equal to, you will get 1200 cells. If we use a NP is equal to 4, okay. If we use NP has 4, you will get NT value as 1200. So what it will become? Array power, the power here, it will become 0.1 into 1200. Okay, because maximum power rating of each cell they have given 0.1 watt. Here 1200 cells. Okay, so 0.1 into 1200, you will get 120 watt. What about the NP is equal to 3? You will get 90 watt if you calculate. Okay. Depending upon the decision, we should take whether we want 120 or 90 watt. Here, next determine the load profile for the power system shown in the figure. Assume that the battery has normally 25 voltage and the load are as follows. Load 1 is constant power load transfer that draws a 50 watt. Okay. First load is 50 watt and continuously day and night. Load 2 is an electric motor. First load is constant power load transponder and second motor is electric motor driven water pump that operates 3 times. Okay, this operates 3 times a day for 1 hour. It is a continuously day and night. It operates 3 times a day for 1 hour. That is once before sunrise, once near noon and once after sunset, and draws a starting current of 20 amps for 5 seconds and running current of 4 amps. Load 3 is a scientific instrument that operates approximately every 2 hours for 6 minutes, day and night, and draws a current of 3 amps. First load. The current drawn by a load 1 is I1 is equal to 50 watt, that is watt value they have given 50 and the divided by 25. Okay, divided by 25 is equal to, you will get 2 amps. The other, usually we write P is equal to V into I, right? We want high. So what we'll do? P divided by V. That is what they have written here. We get the current 2 amps. Okay. Next, the peak current drawn from the battery at night. That is 2 amps plus 20 plus 3. Okay, first from load 1, 2 amps. From load 2, how much they have given? Starting current of 20 amps. Okay, next plus 3. 3 is a load draws, that is 3 amps. Okay, so totally 25 amps, that is peak current drawn and drained from the battery at night. Okay, the average current drain defined by the area under the curve of combined load. And here load 1 is equal to 2A into 24 hours is equal to 48 amps per hour. Okay, amps hour. And load 2 at starting only 3 times. Okay, 3 times into 20 amps into 5 seconds, because they have, what they have said is it will draw 20 amps for 5 seconds. Okay, and running current is 3 times into 20 into 5 seconds, you will get 300 amp seconds, and 300 amp seconds divided by 3600 seconds, you will get 0.08 amps hour. For pump running time, that is 3 hours into, that is 3 into 1 hour into 4 amps is equal to 12 amps hour. Third load is the load, third instrument is operated for 12 times in a 24 hours day and night. 12 into 0.1 in, that is 0.1 H into 3 amps. You will get 3.6 amps per amps hour. What about the combined loads? How much we got? 48, 0.08 and 12, and finally 3.6. Overall we get that 64 amps hour. What is the combined load current? Combined load current is 64 amps hour divided by 24 hours. If we do, we get that current is 2.7 amps. Okay, so the load is equal to 2.7 amps into 25 voltage. You will get the power is 67 watt. Here the load profile for the power system, that is how much load is there here. Total overall 67 watt, that is the load from 3 loads. Okay, from 3 load 67 watt is the overall load. So here establish the preliminary solar array area and battery size for the average load of 67 watt for 24 hours. Solar cell efficiency is 10% and sum total of all array design and degrade array factor is 0.5. Battery charging efficiency is, they have given 60%. The load is to be supported for 7 continuous days of cloudy weather, and the battery is to be fully recharged in 3 days. Average monthly insolation is 181 kilowatt hour per meter square. Okay, they have said that they have given the average load 67 watt for 24 hours, and they have given the solar cell efficiency, that is 10%, and also array factor is 0.5, and battery charging efficiency is 60%. Okay, they have asked to establish the preliminary solar array area. Okay, and also the battery size for the average load of 67 watt. First, the average load given is 67 watt for 24 hours. We get that 67 into 24 into 7. Okay, because here 67 watt into 24 hours. Okay, 24 hours into 7, that is per week. Okay, so 11.3 kilowatt you will get watt hour. Okay, yeah, 11.3 divided by 0.6, because here input power required for battery charging, they have given battery charging efficiency is 60%. So 0.6 if you divide, what you get? 18.8 kilowatt hour. To recharge the battery in 3 days. Okay, to recharge the battery in 3 days, each day having 9.7 hours of sunshine in winter. The array must provide the following output. Okay, in during summer days or in winter season, 9.7 hours will be the sunshine in winter. Okay, how to recharge the battery in 3 days? PA is equal to 18.8 divided by 9.7 into, that is 9.7, what we got here, 9.7 into 3. Okay, 9.7 into 3, if you multiply for the battery recharging and for the load during 9.7 hours. Okay, because 9.7 hours of sunshine in winter, plus 67 into 24 minus 9.7, 9.7 into 0.6, this is a battery charging efficiency, that is equal to 165 watt. Okay, 18.8 divided by 9.7 into 3 plus 67, that is 67, 24 minus 9.7 into 9.7 into 0.6, if you do, you will get 165. Okay, so 650 plus 67 plus 165, that is equal to 882 watt. Okay, 650, this overall you'll get 650 plus 67 plus 165, that is equal to 882 you'll get. Okay, this is the value you get 165, and this one value is 67. Okay, this one value is 650. If you have three values, you'll get 882, nothing but 0.882 kilowatt. Daily average insolation D1 is equal to 181 divided by 9.7 into 30. Okay, you'll get 0.62 kilowatt per meter square. 181, they have given that average monthly, that is insolation is 191 kilowatt hour per meter square. Okay, so the required area of solar array is PA divided by D1 into efficiency into F. So value is, PA value is 0.882 into 10 to the power 3. Okay, what we got PA value, and the D1 value is 0.62, and what about the efficiency 103? Okay, efficiency value they have given that here 60. Okay, this is the efficiency value, and here 0.5, that is F value. Array factor is equal to 0.5. Okay, array factor is equal to 0.5, and this is a 10 to the power of 3 and 0.10, you will get 28.5 meter square. Once again you check that how much value you will get. Okay, you substitute all the values, you will get 28.5 meter square. And next, finally, here find the number of solar cells for the array 28.5 meter square if each cell has a diameter of 2.25 inches. Area of cell, that is each cell, is calculated as AC is equal to pi d square divided by 4, pi value, and d square value, that is d square value divided by 4. Okay, d value is 2.25, diameter of 2.25 inches they have given. You will get AC is equal to 25.6 centimeter square. The number of solar cells of the for the area required, SA divided by AC, you will get 11,100. A 12 voltage battery is to be charged by connecting 50 silicon photovoltaic cell in series with it. Each cell of size is 2 centimeter into 2 centimeter and it is weighted at 0.45 and 50 milliamps. Battery charging voltage is 0.3 voltage. And what will be the obtained when they are connected across the battery? Let the existing battery voltage be 11.5. What they are saying is 12 voltage battery is to be charged by connecting how many silicon photovoltaic cells, which are, it should be in a series. Okay, 50 silicon photovoltaic cells in series. Each cell has a size that is 2 centimeter into 2 centimeter and its weighted voltage is 0.4 and 45 and its current is 50 milliamps they have given. Voltage is battery charging voltage is 0.3 voltage. Let the existing voltage be 11.5 volts and that a diode connected in series with the battery has a dropping voltage of 0.6 volt and total resistance of the series circuit is, that is battery charging voltage output of a solar panel. Battery charging voltage output of a solar panel 50 into 0.3. How we write the 50 into 0.3 here? 50 silicon cells and the voltage is, battery charging voltage is 0.3. So the battery charging voltage output you will get 50 voltage and existing battery voltage plus diode voltage, that is 11.5 plus 0.6 you will get 12.1 voltage. Battery current is equal to 15 minus 12.1, that is voltage, divided by 80. If you do 80 value is 80 is the resistance value. Okay, if you do that, current value 36.25 milliamps you will get. Okay, these are the problems regarding solar panel. Okay.